There we go. There we go. Hmm. All right. Sitting here by myself, wanting to hear from people. Well, we have nobody, so I'm gonna take off these glasses. Superstar glasses. Don't quite feel like a superstar when nobody's calling in. Okay. Well. Hmm. Well, at least now I can get a close-up view of my hair. I cut my own hair because it's free. Uh, yeah. Well, and we're off to a roaring start here tonight. 5 minutes into 2020 stories, and it looks like I'm gonna have to uh, invite people specifically and get commitments during the week. That's what it looks like. I just don't know. Hmm. Yeah. Well, well, done my bit. I'll just be over here looking at my phone until anyone gets on. They might not get on. Might just be me. Oh, okay. Jenny's calling back in. Right. Uh, All right, Jenny, you're back on.
Hey, yeah, it's me again. I don't have any stories, but you look pretty lonely, so I thought I would give you somebody to talk to at least.
Well, thanks. This is like the story. Did I tell you the story of why I started doing this thing recently?
No, tell me the origin story of this here podcasty live internety thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay. So I've been writing about podcasts for 4 years now, for mostly for the New York Observer and now Forbes, and I've actually written. Oh, that's cute.
It's just better than looking at me.
No, well, you're cute too, but that's fine. And basically, I've written more stories about podcasts than anyone on the internet and for more places, and so I just assumed that someone would want to hire me, and so that was kind of the impetus originally. And then it was my birthday, December 15th, and so
Happy birthday.
thank you. Thank you. And my mom was like, let's do something. Let's go out to a restaurant. I said, let's not go out to a restaurant. Let's not go out to a restaurant. So I decided to have a birthday Zoom call. And then but I did it for 6.5 hours and I got 25 to 30 people on total. Not at the same time, obviously. So I had about 5 or 6 people on the whole time. Um, and it was a lot of fun and it felt like a show because I was interviewing everybody and then I was like telling people stories and then other guests would ask those people whose stories I told. Yeah, so people interacted a lot, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
And so I said, well, let's maybe I can have this much fun every week. And then I decided to just make it an open line Friday because that sounds like a thing.
Yeah.
So I did it like 3 days later on Friday, and I got 4 people. And that was kind of fun, but it was a little. They didn't stay on the whole time, and that was 3 hours. And then I tried it again on Christmas, which was the next Friday, and I got nobody in an hour.
Yeah, because it's Christmas, so
Yeah,
that
I
makes
know.
sense.
And then, as you know, the most recent Friday was yesterday, and I got Evo, who was a great guest, but I was hoping for more than one person. However, previously I had this idea in mind to do live from my parents' house as like a series of one-on-one interviews, which that kind of turned out to be. Um, but they would be focused on like overcoming challenges. So I'd be telling other people's stories and getting out a little bit of mine at the same time because I think my
Yeah,
story is so good that someone would eventually want to pay me for it. That's what I think.
right.
Um, so yeah, and also as a way to avoid just doing nothing on Friday nights, since that's typically what I do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what were you doing just a few minutes ago?
I was actually knitting a hat,
Uh huh.
kind of. I don't
All
know. Doesn't look like much yet,
right.
but it's there's not much yarn left either, so it could be that it just becomes half of the hat. Uh, so we'll see. And for no other reason than that that it's sort of a calming, meditative thing for me to do. I don't have any pretenses towards being a great knitter of any kind, just as like a way to zone out, while watching TV or listening to a podcast.
Okay. I tried watching the first episode of Cobra Kai season 3, and um, a lot of it is very overacted, but I don't know. 3 seasons in, I don't know. This one's tough though. Was it?
I don't even know what that show is or what it's about.
Oh
Tell me
wow,
more.
it is. It is a nostalgia play because the 2020s are nothing if not a nostalgia play, and
Mhm.
it's a TV show reboot of the Karate Kid movie series.
Oh my goodness. Karate.
Exactly, exactly. Have you seen one of those movies?
I wax on, wax off. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
you
Yeah.
know that. You know that. Okay. So, anyway, so it's so it's continuing the story in the future, uh, where Johnny's like a drunk and he tries to restart Cobra Kai, and Ralph Macchio is a car salesman, and they have like a karate rivalry with like their own karate schools.
Oh my.
Uh, so it's a little bit Saved by the Bell with karate.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's a Saved by the Bell reboot also, and it's
Really?
yeah.
Because you could probably have Mario Lopez still play his same character and be fine.
Well, he's
'Cause
still playing the same character, although he's not a high school student. He's now the gym teacher.
yeah, but he could still be a high school student though.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
he has not aged. Same with that guy that was Doogie Howser's best friend. I don't know if you know
Oh,
Doogie Howser's
I
best friend.
remember. Well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
remember Doogie Howser more than
that
Doogie
guy,
Howser.
yeah, Vinny or somebody,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he
Vinny.
never grew up. Like he literally never grew. And same with like the Wonder Years boy,
Right? No,
Boy Meets
he
World
looked older.
boy. I don't know. I think there's some child actors who just like they don't age, and you're like, why? Why you still look exactly the same? It's a little creepy.
Well, I mean, there is that. I mean, I looked the same for a long time, and if I didn't have this beard, I almost still would. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, I mean, I guess it's good because you just are forever young. But
uh,
I'm gonna attempt to clip his little toenails, and he's gonna be real angry. No, you were just laying down all the time.
I,
Fine.
you're gonna clip your dog's nails?
I was trying to, but because you got to do it sneakily, like when he's not paying attention,
Yeah.
like if he's like playing with the toy or something. But he caught on. He saw the nail trimmers and was like, "Nope, not doing it."
Um, someone posted today a TikTok video of a woman cutting her cat's nails, and the cat was hissing at her, and she started hissing back at the cat.
I remember my aunt Susan tells a story about how she raised a bunch of dogs, and she had like this German Shepherd one time, and it bit her for some reason, and she just bit it back, and that dog never bit anybody again. It was quite terrible. I mean, I think she was like, I don't know, 12 or something at the time, but yeah, she was just like, oh, you're gonna bite me? I'll just bite you back. So
Well, that's a thing I would definitely have done. My sister's dog bit me one time.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he also bit my niece, and that was the bad one because he put this big scar on her face that's still there.
Oh wow.
But
Yeah.
supposedly she's going to be rich from it in like 8 years.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they set up. She got like money somehow, even though I don't understand. Suing insurance companies, maybe I don't know, but it's like some adult fund that she'll get at like age 25 or something.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they make it like 25 instead of like say 18 or something,
Yeah.
because like even at 25, I probably would have like not done well with a buttload of money just coming my way.
Well, have you gotten a lot of money since then?
Oh, well, no, but I think I might handle it more responsibly. Why are you whining? Come on up here. Come on. Come on.
Why does he look like the dog from Annie for?
Because he's looking sad, and like that's what happens. He does the like head tilt and like, I'm such a sad and lonely dog. Just, do you think I'm gonna get it for you? If you drop it, you think I'll just pick it up? Okay, I will. I will just pick it up.
See, dogs are good because you don't need. I mean, you don't really need a litter box, right? Or
No, but I do have to take him out, a
Mhm.
couple times, like 3 or 4 times a day for like pooping and peeing purposes.
Yeah, there's that.
But he gets me outside, which is a good quarantine habit to have. I'm like, go
Oh
outside every day.
I'm outside with my chickens all the time. So
That's true.
and Most of them act like I'm in their way the whole time.
Well, he will be in my way the whole time while acting like I'm in the way. So, uh, yeah, like I'm trying to put away all the Christmas lights and stuff today, and he was like, "Oh, you want me to step on this cord while you're winding it? I can do that. Oh, I should step on all these light bulbs and pop them. That sounds great."
Wait, you're a January 2nd Christmas Christmas light put away person?
Only because I was embarrassed by how bad they actually looked to begin with,
Hmm.
because I tested these lights before I put them on the house in theory, and also it was a super warm day, so good day for it. Uh, but when I finally got them all put up and plugged in, like they didn't work, and then turns out like one of the strings was bad,
Hmm.
so only half the house was lit up, but not like an even half of the house, like the like just a really like tacky part of the house that isn't really the whole thing was just bad because none of they were also like supposed to be solid blue strings of lights, but then a lot of them were burnt out, so I had to replace them with whatever color I had. So it was like 80% blue with like a couple of other colors thrown in at random intervals.
Hmm.
It just looked super tacky. So I was like, well, I tried, but I don't think my neighbors want to see this anymore. So probably time to take this down.
Well, so, or you could have gone the other way and put up even more lights.
I could have gone a little crazy and just, if there was a holiday that was like typically blue in color, I could have just waited for that to roll around. Like one year when we were kids, we used to always have live Christmas trees, and we never would take them down. And so then like the leaves would kind of turn this like reddish brown color, or this like
Hmm.
kind of, so then by like, Valentine's Day, my mom's like, well, it's like a pink tree. It's kind of like a reddish pink tree. So now it's our Valentine's Day tree, which was cool. And then, 4th of July would roll around, and it was like even redder needles, and we'd put blue and white things on it, and it'd be our 4th of July tree. And then finally, like by October, all the needles would just be on the floor, and it would be like a skeleton tree, and we'd be like, it's our October Halloween tree. So it really works, if you just commit, you can make Christmas decorations, last all year.
That's I get it. I'm not sure if you told me about your family size when you were a kid.
I had an older brother and a younger brother, so I was the middleest,
Oh.
and yeah, and the only girl. So
Hmm.
uh, that caused me a lot of problems as a child. Like I remember,
I'm sorry, being
being
the only
very
girl or
frustrated.
the middle child?
But both, I guess. I remember when we were potty training my little brother, and he got these awesome. They were like, little tiny slips of like tissue paper that had like battleships on them, and you would toss them into the toilet, and then you'd be like, you have to sink the battleship, and then there were like points on them and a little tally sheet above the toilet to like make potty training fun. And I
How
was so mad, because I
how
was
much
like, Mom,
older
you
are you?
didn't what?
How much older are you than him?
I wasn't that much. He's 3 years younger than me, like
Okay.
almost 4 years younger than me.
All right.
So I wasn't that much older than him. I was like 3 years old. But I was like, Mom, this is so not fair. Like I didn't get any boats to sink when you were teaching me how to pee in the toilet. And she's like, well, you're different. You're a girl. And I'm like, we both pee? I just like still was really upset. And I was mad that I couldn't write my name in the snow with my pee. And I was mad that when we played outside sprinklers in the summertime, I had to have a shirt on and they could go without a shirt. And I was like, this isn't right. So very, very early age, I discovered all of the bad things about being a girl. I've never quite gotten over. So what? What? You're gonna make all this squeaky noise? You're gonna ruin his podcast with your noises. So yeah, you've got a bigger-ish family, it sounds like.
Yeah. Younger brother, two younger sisters, and three cousins in the area, and marriages and stuff around here, and second cousins in Richmond, and my dad's regular cousin, also 30 minutes away, and they're all still alive and right here.
Wow, is it a blessing or a curse to have all that family close by, or both?
Often both. I mean, if it just, I mean, it depends on whether or not how much you like text chains with a lot of people chiming in about things.
Mm. Well, I suppose you could always take yourself off of the text chains because it sounds like you still are the last to know about events, even though you seem to be on the text chains, you know. So
Yeah,
maybe
well,
you wouldn't be any worse off if you weren't on them.
maybe not. Sometimes I just ignore them and then I forget what's happening, and then they're like, "Didn't you get that text?" But um, I don't know. Whatever happened to Evite? Remember that website?
Oh, I still get evites for various things that people do, but
Oh,
it's
really?
usually from like older folk who are like, you know, hey, let's have a meeting and I'm gonna evite you to it. And it's like, oh, I don't like evite because it takes like 17 more steps than it needs to add it to my Google Calendar.
Well, yes, but like almost everyone just uses like Facebook events now, though. That's
Do they? Because I've never used, well, obviously, like I'm not a
right.
Facebook person.
Mhm.
Um, I just, didn't jump on the train immediately, and then for a 3-day period once I did open a Facebook account for myself and very quickly realized that like
Mhm.
this is not for me. I hate everything about this and promptly thought I deleted my account.
Mhm.
And that was probably like, I don't know, 2007 when I did that. And my aunt, who's like all over Facebook, a couple of years back was like, "Hey, you're not on Facebook trying to sell me sunglasses, are you?" And I'm like, No, I'm for sure not." So apparently I didn't fully delete my account. So then I tried to tell Facebook, "Hey, I think my account's been hacked." The account that I was pretty sure I deleted very forcefully like 10 years ago. And they were like, "Well, send us 6 forms of ID and the blood of your firstborn child, and we'll think about deleting it for you." And I'm like, No, I'm not going to do that. You don't have my information right now, and I'm not going to give it to you just so that I can delete it. So somebody out there has my account and is hacking sunglasses, and more power to him for it.
Well, if you didn't like Facebook in 2007, something tells me you'd really hate it now. So,
Probably, I'm sure. Yeah.
oh well, basically, all the it's it's like it's like an anger swarm for a lot of the time. Like many a lot of old people will get on and like post about socialism or whatever, or Trump, and there's like 5% of people or less even actually post about their lives, which I thought is what the whole point of the thing was supposed to be about.
Well, I guess I hear you, except that I think that is one of the things that I didn't really like about Facebook is that like first of all, like you have to be a pretty narcissistic person to think that anybody cares like what you had for breakfast. And so
Right.
I think there's like a very specific type of person who is like frequently updating like the Facebook thing. And then it's hard for me because you like there are definitely things that I would want my friends to know about, but not my family. And I don't understand how you like segment that audience
I
in a good way on
oh
Facebook.
oh
So
I
I
have
just
oh I have tried that for a long time. I still have never accepted uh my one of my sisters onto Facebook, specifically because like um well there was I had a my grandmother's sister was dying like 12 years ago, and my mom was like holding her hand and praying
Mhm.
for her, and I took a picture of her because I wanted to remember the moment. And then like they all just freaked out at me and said it was like the worst thing ever, and I was being disrespectful to her and everything. And I was like, no, it was a really special moment to me. I wanted to remember it, and I thought you guys would like it too. I guess not. And like even now, years later to this day, like my aunt, like going out to lunch with me, like six, maybe It was probably before the pandemic. I don't remember if it was or not. I'm sure it was. She like brought it up. She was like, what did you do that for? I was like, I already went over this with you. It's making me really upset that you're bringing this up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have could see their side if your intention was to like immediately post it on Facebook. But if it's a picture for you, for your memory, and I would think that like 10 years on, like even if they were upset about it at the time, like I would probably be like, man, I would like to see that image again. You know what I mean? Like it's got a like a sentimental value for your family. Don't
like,
think it needs to go on to Facebook for sure, but I don't, I don't
well,
think you
and
were wrong to have taken it.
well, in my mind, it looked like a picture from like Time magazine. I'm like someone by a
Hmm.
bedside, like
Hmm.
holding someone's hand. It was a really,
Hmm.
really sweet photo. You know, so that
Yeah.
to me, I thought it was, if I could use a big word, I thought it was the apotheosis of what Facebook should be.
I mean, except that so I not knowing your family, but like thinking about it in terms of like you've taken a moment that was really about like two people comforting each other at a very specific moment in time, and you've made it about your ability to artistically capture said moment.
Right.
And the focus is no longer like on like this precious moment that you've captured, but like look at how great of a photographer I am that I was able to take this time quality photo. You guys should all like give me props for that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, well, I didn't. Well, that wasn't really what I meant by that. Also,
No,
I,
no, I'm sure that I wasn't, but I'm just trying to get inside the head of somebody who would be opposed to that, or try to understand like why they would be thinking like, oh, this is a horrible thing that you did, you know?
oh, yeah. Well, yeah, just because I took the photograph at all, they were like, oh. Anyway,
Oops.
and then my one cousin tried to like kept trying to grab my phone and delete it off my phone for like a year.
Oh, geez. Well, hopefully you backed that up. And then maybe you can, or maybe it would have been worth it to just say to everybody, fine, I deleted it and just keep it for yourself. Because really the only thing, you, it served its purpose for you, which is to provide you a memory. And if it bothered everyone that much, for all they care, you could have been like, well, fine, I deleted it. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I probably told them I did. I don't know. It's on my Google Photos account. Do you use Google Photos?
I have started to recently,
Yeah.
just because I want another backup option for the photos that are, on my hard drive and stuff.
Yeah, well, I find it so much easier, and plus, like all those hard drive photos, when you get a new computer, they get transferred into like different directories, and there's 5,000 of them. I mean, like on my dad's computer, there's like a million directories of photos, and it's just like you have to search through them, and they're not labeled. But I mean, I don't know if you noticed with Google Photos, you can search by face, and it'll just give you like everybody's photos by that face. I don't know. Have you seen that feature?
I have noticed it doesn't work well in our family because we have too many people that um very similar to other people, including like categorizing my Aunt Susan as my Grandpa Odie, which is extra
Hmm.
odd because they're very
Okay.
different ages and different genders. So who knew?
Yeah. Well, it's worked out pretty well for me. And you can even like search in by thing like chicken or cat or dog or whatever, and it'll come up with all the photos of a chicken, cat, or a dog. Are you taking your
Yeah,
dog for a walk, by the way?
yeah, it does work for Barton. It seems he's yeah, just out from sorry if that's disturbing on my video, which you can't see anything on anyway because it's all
Yeah.
black. But yeah, I figured nobody wants to watch him poop.
No. In fact, we have a downstairs bathroom right next to the front door, and it has no sound protection, so it's always a little traumatic for me to hear people go in and out of there and poop. I mean, no one wants to hear anyone else poop, right? I mean, are you?
No, I can say that's a sound effect that nobody wants.
No, nobody. It's
maybe like middle school boys would find it amusing, like a whoopee cushion. But other than that, I don't think anybody wants to hear that.
No, I don't. And my dad designed the house that we live in. So I don't know why he would do this. Maybe that was a thing in '94 when they built the house. I don't know, but
Or maybe it just needs more soundproofing. Maybe
it,
location isn't the issue.
oh, it doesn't have any soundproofing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. And what would
Maybe
you?
that's a project. That sounds like a good quarantine project.
Well, I mean, I did some drawing for Christmas. So that was one of my quarantine projects. I found I can do I can passably recreate like a drawing at a 1-to-1 scale if it's printed out and on a table next to me. I can duplicate that drawing on a piece of paper.
Is that a talent you've always had?
I just started doing it like just for my niece and my brother for Christmas. So it was just something I assumed I could do. Um, I'll wait. Did I lose you? Lost you.
I seem to have accidentally left the meeting,
Yep.
and or I got disconnected because my internet's not super great.
Well, I get it, but well, let me pull up one of the drawings I did here. Let's see here. Oh, okay. I don't know if you're ever. Did you ever collect comic books at all?
I didn't collect them. I got into them more as an adult, so mostly adult comic books is what I've seen.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not. I'm sorry. Do you mean not superhero comics when you say adult comics? What do you mean?
I mean, like, where there was that one about the guy from Cleveland, and there was like Mouse and
Here, Mouse. Yeah, I got that.
yeah.
You mean like not American Graffiti, but right. There's the like Jacob Close, Ghost World, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Things that
Yeah.
are more like literary,
Yeah.
more so than like comic superhero-y. Which
I
isn't to
gotcha.
say that like, I've never really gotten it, like I've never really read a superhero one. So would I like it? I don't know, because I've never really read one. So
I don't know either, but here I'm going to show you a drawing I did of a comic book cover for my brother for Christmas. All right.
okay. All right.
Here it is.
All right, Venom. You know what? We have pre-COVID, we had like a drink and draw group where
Okay.
we would just go to a bar and drink and draw things together.
Yeah.
You might enjoy that
Okay. That sounds like
if
it.
you're into drawing things.
Well, I didn't know I was until I started to do it. Here's one I made for my niece Bailey. It's a reproduction of a cover of a video game adventure game we played together.
Cool. Grim Fandango.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can read that. I thought it might be backwards on the screen. So
I think it would be, except that it's double backwards
yeah,
by being on
I
the
got
phone.
you. Here's the printout of the cover and the drawing I did.
Hey, that's pretty darn close.
Huh? See?
That's great.
I mean, yeah. So it took. That was actually over 2 sessions. I did it that. Yeah, I did the top area and the train stuff later. I actually did most of it before Thanksgiving and Actually, it was probably this summer, and I gave it to her as a birthday present. And I said, you know what? I'm going to finish that for you for Christmas. And so I did, and I framed it. And that was also the first time I'd ever framed anything.
Framing can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah. No kidding. Uh, uh, I was lucky enough that Michael's had 3 buy one get 2 free on frames of that exact size as the piece of paper I was drawing those drawings on.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, but like I wanted to frame like my first printed newspaper article from the San Francisco Chronicle back in September.
Oh yeah.
Pretty big life accomplishment, right?
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to preserve it, but it's like an odd shape, like because it's like I wanted the title, the San Francisco Chronicle, in like the first page and the second page, and it came out to be like, about 19 inches by 25 inches, which is like a weird frame size. And I tried to get it custom made at Michael's, and they wanted to charge me like
$100 or more.
or more, yeah, for all that. And then meanwhile, my friend was like, "No, dude, I can do it. Just bring it to my house." Okay, so I brought it to his house, and he had a frame, but he didn't have a mat for it. And he had me, and this was like 2 weeks ago. He had me believe that we could just do it one night, have a few drinks, and then have it done, but that didn't happen.
I think unless you have a special mat cutting angled blade thing, it's very challenging.
Oh well, I have a. I actually had. Here, let me. Can you still see me?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I actually had one.
Oh
Say-
well, no, I mean that's just an X-Acto knife. What I mean is like,
Right. Yeah.
it's like attached to a straight edge thing that, and you can do the inside without like going over or under.
Oh well, I actually found the mat from the Michaels paintings. I don't know if mats you buy. I don't know the difference in mat quality or size or anything, but the mat inside the Michaels paintings, I was able to cut it with a paper cutter.
Yeah. Oh, well, the outside edges, sure, but like cutting to make the inside part of it match is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I could do that with an X-Acto knife, but still, it'd be a bit of a chore.
Yeah, and to get that consistent beveled edge that like a good in the inside of a mat has is hard.
Oh, sounds like you've done that.
It sounds like I've thought about it and thought about how much work it would be and decided not to.
Well, you might be right. I have like 2 different paintings hanging up in my closet I've just never framed that I bought from a friend because I wanted to support their art,
Yeah, but okay. Well, you could have asked them if they would frame it for you.
I guess I should have. Maybe I didn't. This is not something they teach you growing up, like how to frame something.
No, they assume you're just gonna go and pay it like $200 for it. Okay, that was more than the artwork cost, but all right.
Yeah, it was more than the artwork cost in most cases. Yeah, but
maybe not someday. You never know.
no, and I had to search around just to find Michael's because, like, I assumed every art store did framing or had framing supplies, but no. I was like, every hobby store, not an art store, but like, why wouldn't a hobby store carry like framing supplies?
It's not a very popular hobby.
Yeah, I mean, not a hobby store, crafting store,
Right.
specifically.
Well, I think what I would do if I was ever to be an artist, which I'm not.
Okay.
I would go to the thrift stores
and
I would buy the crappy frames at the thrift store.
Sure.
And then make my paintings like match that frame size.
Exactly. Listen,
you're a little easier than the other way around.
Listen, you're starting to think like an artist now on a budget. Have you?
Oh yeah, man. $250 on a Wednesday, 25% off everything. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh no, I'm currently peeling a pomegranate, and I have discovered that a good chunk of it is not is like rotten, which is sad.
Peeling a pomegranate. I have never done that in my life.
Okay, well, I will instigate the video again. You're charging, so there's like only so much I can do here with like positioning the phone and still allowing it to charge. Okay, so here is
A donut looks like.
the pomegranate. I guess the lighting is not great.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah, here, hold on. I'm gonna turn on the light. They're actually very beautiful, these pomegranates. They're like they've got this like this one's better because it's this side is actually good, but they've got this like jewelly kind of I can't get the light right to like.
I know, it's weird. Okay, there we go. It's a little better when you pull it back and hold it. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
So it's like they look like little tiny rubies, basically.
Yeah.
And they're very delicious. Like here's a single. You can kind of see through it.
Now the single ones I know because pomegranate juice and everything.
Right. But yeah, they're kind of a pain. They're like very delicious. My favorite fruit. However, it's like effort. It requires a lot of effort to actually peel it.
That kind of reminds me of something else whose name escapes me, but I have in my refrigerator here, so I'm going to show you really quick. You ever like that? You have a mental picture of something, and then you're like, I don't even know what this thing is called. Does that ever happen to you?
Frequently, I just forget the names of things. Yeah.
Oh, kimchi. Look at that. Do you ever eat kimchi?
Yeah, the Korean.
Well, this jar actually was like I reused it from a different kimchi like container, but the one I bought at the latest one I bought was like a whole cabbage that was kimchied up, and they hadn't chopped it up into pieces for me.
Oh,
great! I was like
entire cabbage. Wow.
So I had to like dump the whole package into like a strainer and then cut the stupid thing and then dump half of it into this jar. Meanwhile, I have another one of those things, and it's in a plastic container, and the plastic container in the refrigerator is expanded like a balloon, so it's now this size. And I'm like, do I even want to open this thing and watch it explode all over me?
Yikes.
I don't know.
I mean, eventually you might have to do that either way.
Yeah, but it's this kimchi it lasts a really long time in the refrigerator though, right?
Yeah, it's pickled. It's basically never going to go bad because that's what pickling does.
Yeah. Did they know about this a long time ago in the 16th century?
Yeah,
they did.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
I know they salted everything. I know that because that was one of the main things they talked about on kids' trips to Jamestown. I don't know if you ever been there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they were like, and they could salt, and so you'd see all these like salted ham hocks everywhere, and that'd be apparently what you thought. What my assumption was that they ate. So apparently not.
Well, I don't think they really had. Did they have pigs right away? Maybe they did. I don't know. I thought those came later.
I don't know, but I sure did spend a lot of time finding out about the lost colony.
Yeah. Which I think is cool. Wait, there's like the lost colony of Roanoke.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, yeah. But then there was like another smaller lost colony somewhere else, like in Virginia.
Okay.
Am I remembering this wrong? I don't know. This is why I should have paid more attention in class.
Okay.
But they've carved their names on a tree and were never heard of again. That's all I remember.
Yeah, that's Croatan. That's for sure.
Okay.
That was the lost colony. Although apparently they've solved the riddle of the lost colony, and it was what everybody thought. They found a lot of remains, and they're like, yeah, they just joined the Croatan Indian colony, which was obvious all along because they wrote Croatan on a tree. So.
Right.
I mean, listen, they were starving. The Indians were like, come on, just join our tribe, and they're like, all right, fine.
It's really nice of them to let them join their tribe.
I know, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The pomegranates. Where do you get these at?
Food Lion.
Really?
Yeah, they're really only available like November, December timeframe, so you kind of got to jump on it. But they're not expensive. They're like $1 a piece or something. So they're kind of like a very special holiday. Like my mom always used to put one in my stocking kind of treat, you know.
Yeah.
They're not, you can't just like, they're not an apple that you just like every morning. Can you stop with the barking, please? He thinks they're kind of like this smallish in a way that reminds him of dog food. So,
Yeah.
But I try to confuse him by giving him the skin. And he's like, I hate this. Why are you doing this to me? Because you can't eat that part. And he's like, but he just wants to be eating something so badly. Really? You're going for it? Yeah, it's bitter, man. All right. I'm not going to stop you. You still got some. Don't look at me when you still got a little piece of skin on the floor. So what do you feed your chickens?
Non-GMO chicken food called Crumbles, which is I guess it's not corn. It's like a wheat composite. And then my mom was buying them milo and millet seeds, so I buy like 5 to 10 pounds of each, and I throw them together in a giant bin. And you know, I forget whichever one is the yellow one. They love that, and they hate the red one. So I might just only buy the yellow one because the red ones are just all over the ground and they're not touching them.
Huh. Well, that's strange.
Yeah, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you're familiar with milo and millet seeds.
I am not. I have no familiarity with barnyard animals of any kind.
Oh well, milo and millet are seeds that you typically use if you're a bird feeder. You put out. My mom already was
Um,
buying them before because she loves watching birds come into the yard. So
mm.
and also I also got a big bag of for chickens. They have to get calcium in their diet in order to make eggs. Or
Oh yeah.
yeah, so the chicken stores will like to sell you ground up oyster shells for chickens to eat also, which seems weird.
Well, that's a lot of calcium.
Yeah. I don't know if they're actually eating it. I just put it out there. I mean, I can't tell them what to eat. So that's what I do for them. And occasionally I throw some ground up powder into their food also. I forget what kind.
Mysterious ground up power of an
Well,
unsure source.
right. It was what I originally used to get for my ducks.
Mm.
It was just to give them extra nutrition because the feed store didn't have the right kind of young duck food, so they gave me like the more of the adult duck food, and they said I had to buy like the powder to get them whatever nutrients were missing from the adult duck food for kids and for the young ones. Yep, and we got these chickens 5 years ago when my sister and her husband and son moved into the cottage on our property. She lived on our street in Seaford, about a block away. And while she was selling her house, she moved into the cottage on her house and asked my dad, who's a contractor, to remodel the house. And so he put a second floor on it and remodeled the whole downstairs. And they moved in and brought their chickens with them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we've had them ever since. Although at the time we also moved in her 2 goats, and then at various times we had a rooster. Although we had to get rid of the roosters because neighbors would always complain, even though our nearest neighbor is like 300 feet away or even more, but they would still complain.
Yeah, my neighbors have goats and donkeys and a horse or a couple of horses. But the goats, when they first had them, can you just wait and be patient and not whine while I'm on the phone? The neighbor's donkey or goats, I didn't know that they were getting them at first. And I heard this like crying, like it sounded like a child screaming. And I was like very concerned. And then I kind of was like, it's coming from outside somewhere. And so I started looking around, and then I was like, oh, they got goats. And
Oh,
so now I don't really hear it anymore, but I've had people stay over and be like, I don't know, your place is haunted. I keep hearing like children screaming. And I'm like, no, that's just the goats. They just sound like children screaming. And the donkey can get a bit obnoxious as well. So.
oh, well, that that's nice. Our goat never sounded like that. Let's see
I
if I
think
have
it
some
was like
pictures
a
of
young,
them.
like when they're younger, when they're like kid goats. Like they don't really sound that bad anymore. They've gotten older, but
Right.
um, definitely when they were like babies, it it was quite like very childlike. I was like, wow, that sounds remarkably like a baby crying.
I'm holding a picture of one of them up for you.
Oh yes, look at that.
Yeah, yeah, he was cute. He used to dance. Oh, they were they were this big, pygmy goats.
Yeah.
Um, and then eventually my dad just stopped wanting to pay the buy their food every month because goats eat a lot.
Yes,
And
they
then
do.
and then my sister, shown here holding this rabbit. Um,
Big long-haired rabbit.
yeah, she thought that the goats were kind of protecting the chickens from hawks. Yeah, that was
Oh,
our Papa Rabbit. That was We called him that because we just when you have rabbits, and you have a female, you'll just keep having babies over and over again. So he was like a grandfather 5 times over. This guy,
I'm sure.
um, until until he got killed by a hawk himself. Because I
Oh
mean, they
no.
would they lived the rabbits lived in the chicken pen, and they would get out, and then I didn't want them not to be free. I just didn't think well that would ever happen. But
Yep.
let's see. Okay, here we go. I have a picture of the whole barnyard at one point. This was a lot of fun.
That's pretty blurry,
Oh,
but it does look like chickens and stuff.
yeah, it's chickens and ducks and one goat together. I'm sorry, it was hmm.
I mean, I don't think it's blurry on your phone. I just think like the
Right,
transmission through the separate technologies is not great.
I got you. Well, this was the chicken pen the goat tried to get into.
It looks like he was successful, or is that inside looking out?
No, you're right. He was successful. He got in. I think later we tried to prevent that from happening because that's where the chickens sleep. We didn't want him going in there. Anyway, so after we got rid of the goats, or my dad anyway, chickens started dying, and then I had to put up nets everywhere to protect them, and I lost a lot of chickens that were very dear to me.
Mm.
It was a sad time. My sister still says I miss that chicken. We had a chicken named Margaret. Oh, Silky. Have you heard of Silky chickens before?
I have heard of silky chickens before.
Have you seen them before?
Probably if I've heard of them. They have really long feathers.
No.
No. Well, then I guess I'm wrong. Maybe I've never seen a silky chicken.
Uh, right. I have. here's a picture of Margaret.
Oh, wow. She looks great. She looks so fluffy.
She is. So Silkies are extremely fluffy chickens, and they're from China. And they're really small, and apparently, apparently a popular target for hawks. And she kept, yep. Anyway, so we lost a lot of them. It was tragic. And
Did
Yeah.
your dad regret the removal of the goats? Did he ever want
no,
to
he never believed that
reinstitute
had anything to do with it.
them? I don't know.
No.
It seems awfully time coincidental.
Yeah.
But correlation is not causation, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Anyway, do you live by yourself out there? Or you?
Currently, yes.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. You mentioned some weird situation before, but you didn't get into it, so I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit weird. Can you clean this up, please? I gave you this food and now you don't want it? At least lick up the floor. Come on. Try that. It's good, huh? Now clean it up.
A
So
bit weird,
some
like
of the benefits of having a dog are that you shouldn't have to worry about things falling on the floor because he will clean them up. But this dog is a picky eater, so apparently.
What? You won't eat your food? That doesn't make any sense.
He's not a fan of pomegranates.
Right.
There's only 3 things so far that he doesn't like, and it's 4: garlic, onions, limes, and now pomegranates. Who knew?
Garlic, onions, lime. So he'll eat other vegetables?
Oh yeah, he loves all kinds of other vegetables. His favorites are sweet potato and carrot. He likes them both a lot. I don't know if he has a thing for orange, although he doesn't love orange peels. He thinks he wants them, but he doesn't. So. So I don't know.
Wait, that can't be pomegranates also, right?
Yes, it is. Here, let's see if we can get it better.
Oh, okay. I saw it for a second.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to turn my camera around so that. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Yep, that's
beautiful, right?
that. Yeah. You're supposed to put lettuce in there and make a pomegranate salad.
You could, or you could just eat them in their delicious natural form. They're so good. Delightful.
Yeah, my mom made me a pomegranate salad recently, but I can't say I remember seeing pomegranates in the store. Are they just in the fruit section right now?
They look like this.
Right.
In their natural form.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the fruit section.
What are those giant things behind them? What is that?
Spaghetti squash, butternut squash.
Oh.
So I was in this like CSA over the fall, and it was supposed to be for like a family of.
I forget what those initials are.
It's a community supported agriculture.
Okay.
And so it was supposed to be for like a family of 3, and I was supposed to do it with a friend of mine because I was like, well, I can't eat food for 3 people. But he never paid me, so I never gave him any of the food. But luckily it's all stuff that like lasts forever, like squashes and stuff. So this is my like leftover allotment from the CSA.
I'm sorry, squash lasts forever?
I mean, not forever, but like for months at a time. Like you can't, it's not going to go bad, essentially. It takes a really long time for it to go bad. Not that it never will, but just like if you don't eat it within a month, it'll probably still be okay the second month.
I have not done a lot with squash. I'll admit that.
Yeah. It's the spaghetti squash is appealing because I kind of just think of it as noodles, and then anything you can do with noodles, you can basically do with spaghetti squash. So it's a lot of variety, which is good, or can be variety. Butternut squash is a little harder. I like to wrap it in bacon because everything is better with bacon.
You know, I saw bacon soda, actual bacon soda, bacon flavored
Okay,
soda.
when I said everything was better with bacon,
Right.
I don't think I meant liquids.
This was at, yeah, I took my dad to Colonial Williamsburg the other day. And they had that there.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see. Uh, yeah, bacon.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding.
That's it. That's at the Colonial Williamsburg like main store.
Wow.
Yeah. This is they also had a coat there for that my dad looked at and he said, "Oh, $89. That's a good price for this coat." And I said, "Dad, you should look at the next digit past that one."
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was like a men's clothing store and they wanted $895.
That's disgusting.
It is a little bit, yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. A film director friend of mine just did a doodle painting of his wife, and it's kind of awesome.
Doodle painting? Like as in
Yeah. Here, can you see this?
Yeah, it looks like a photograph, but what do you mean by doodle painting?
He's with. Can you see like the doodles in it? Now that's close up.
I cannot. I think that's something that is not translating well by
Oh, okay. Well, it's there's he. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him draw it, so I don't know how he does it. But like close up, you'll see there's like dots everywhere. Like he did it with like a marker or something, or I'm not sure what's going on. But like there's dots everywhere where he just made like little doodles. So I think this is composed of thousands of individual dots. I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's dots and lines. These must be markers or some sort of yeah. It's like a marker drawing. So he calls it doodling, and it's he doesn't fill in the colors. He kind of lets them blend together, but it's really good. So not a painting, but yeah, it looks like it at a reasonable distance. But when you get up close, you'll see all the black dots that where he didn't fill in the colors.
Wow.
Yeah. See. Meanwhile, all I can do right now is copy one for one a drawing that's right next to what I've already.
Well, that's like the first step, though, right? I mean, sure he didn't just like. I'm sure first he created like the drawing of that, and he added the points in after. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm sure. No one starts off like that, but no, I didn't draw very much when I was little and I wasn't particularly good at it. In fact, I used to try to do I remember in my mid-20s, I used to try to write kids books but I couldn't draw, so I wanted to get an illustrator and I never could, so they never got published.
It's never too late, man. You can go back to them. Children's books are timeless in theory.
Yeah, that's true, but I still couldn't illustrate my own stories because you have to be able to come up with an original drawing.
Just hire an illustrator.
There you go. See, that's it. Well, if I ever wanted to spend $500 of my own money, for sure, I bet I could.
I bet you can get somebody on Fiverr from some third world country to do it for $5.
Oh, see,
At
I was
least a test sample, at least like one illustration, and then you can be like, yeah, I like this one. We'll stick with this artist, or
not,
eh,
not that. Well, fortunately, my cousin's wife, who I just pretend she's my sister-in-law, is a graphic artist, so she can do that kind of stuff for me now if I really want to get back to it.
I mean, I always say like maybe you should get like some people in the children's book world to like give your lyrics a little like, or your lyrics,
Yeah.
your storyline a little once over, and see if it would even be worth pursuing in the
Exactly.
larger sense.
This is what she did for me. So look at that.
Live from my parents. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
With their superstar glasses.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which version did you decide to use?
Well, I explained to her I didn't have black hair, so I wanted the one with the house on it down below, except with the brown facial hair.
Gotcha. Easy combo.
Yeah. I don't know why she did one with black hair. That's kind of odd.
Yeah.
So that was really nice of her. But I don't know. Well, shoot, maybe I have to be famous or something to do this open line thing. I just, I can definitely invite individual people and get them to show up, but I guess
That
random.
might be the
What's
best. I said that's probably a good option, but also it sounds like you only told people about this yesterday, so that's not a lot of time for somebody to, decide to jump on.
Well, actually, I just posted about it 3 hours ago. Also.
Okay, so there you go. That's
I know, but well, believe me, no one has jumped on it all the whole time we've been on. So even out of curiosity's sake, you would think one person would. I mean, I know I would, but I'm just that type of person. Maybe.
Well, I don't really know how social media.
No, I know. Well, I mean, I'm the type.
I don't know how social media works. I think if it's not in my calendar, then I typically just don't do it. So if I don't have it like planned out in advance.
Right. No, I just mean I'm the type of person who would jump in and do just about anything. I guess most of my friends
Yeah,
aren't.
that's true.
Yeah, I mean,
oops, sorry. So I'm about to jump in my car and leave and go somewhere, and I'll probably lose you because of internet. And I'll now electrical is messed up in it. So I'll say goodbye for now and have a wonderful rest of your night.
Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and cheering me up.
Okay, anytime. All right, bye.